So you've arrived at your passenger's pickup location only to find out that they're an unaccompanied minor or a parent with a young child and no car seat. What do? Joe here with the Rideshare Guy, and today we're going to discuss how you handle these types of requests. So first off, as drivers, we're not required to provide car seats for young children. That is the responsibility of the passenger, the parent that requested the ride. And you're going to want to know your state's laws. So here in Minnesota, if a child is 8 years or younger, we are required to have a child restraint system for that child in order to be transported, unless that child is 4'9" or taller. So you'll want to know that law in your state, and we'll actually leave a link below in the description where you can see those laws. And I completely understand from a passenger's standpoint, it can be tough, it can be hard to lug around a car seat. But in terms of safety, car seats are absolutely necessary, and passengers, parents with young children, should be providing them for their child. And also with both Lyft and Uber, we are not allowed to transport, it's against the terms of service, to transport unaccompanied minors under the age of 18. This one's a little bit more tricky, it's a little bit more difficult. It's not as obvious as showing up at a passenger's location, pickup location, they have a young child, and you see that there's no car seat. I've probably done it before myself, where I've given a ride to someone that looks close. They probably were over 18, but sometimes maybe they're younger, maybe they're 17. That's not as obvious. I don't think it's a huge deal if you give those rides, but there's going to be obvious times maybe where you see that it's an unaccompanied minor and they're maybe 13, 14. In those occasions, you may want to deny that passenger that ride. And to be honest, we really should not be put in these situations in the first place, but it's going to happen. So how do you handle these situations? What's the best way to handle them? First of all, it's probably going to be awkward. You're going to be denying these passengers transport. So try to be calm and polite and be as empathetic as you can as possible, even though you know that you shouldn't have been put in that situation in the first place. They shouldn't have requested the ride in the first place. So as far as the first situation where you arrive, it's a parent with a young child and no car seat. What you want to do is, again, be polite and calm as possible, empathize, say to the parent, I completely understand it can be difficult to lug around a car seat, but it is actually against the terms of service for you to transport a child without a car seat. And maybe stick to that terms of service instead of saying something like it's unlawful, which it is. It's not. It's against the law, and it's unsafe. And in your head, you may be thinking that stuff. This parent should have not. They should be providing safety for their child. They should be providing a car seat. It's unlawful. It's not safe. But try and stick to maybe just empathizing, saying it's against the terms of service. Unfortunately, I can't give you a ride. You're gonna have to find another form of transportation. Then what you want to do is you want to make sure you get paid. You went to that pickup location. You drove to get there. You deserve to get paid for your time. So you deserve that cancellation fee. So you'll politely ask them, can you cancel the ride and find another mode of transport? They may say something to you like, they may refuse, or they may say something to you like, other drivers have done it. Just be firm and say, I know other drivers may have done it, but I just don't feel comfortable. I don't want to give the ride. If they do cancel, good, then you'll get that $5 cancellation fee. If they don't, what you want to do is just be, again, polite, say, I'm sorry, I can't give you a ride, and maybe just drive a little bit further, maybe around the block or something. Wait till that 5-minute wait time expires. Wait till that is done. Then you can cancel the ride. And with Uber, you actually have the option to cancel that ride, and it will say no car seat. With Lyft, you'll have to cancel that ride after the 5-minute expiration and say passenger no-show. And I also suggest reporting these passengers. You're going to want to contact Lyft or Uber via the support system. Say, this is a parent with a young child and they tried to get a ride without a car seat. These types of passengers should be flagged in the system so that other drivers don't have to deal with these situations, and so that these parents know that they need to be providing those car seats for their children in order to ride with Lyft and Uber. And with the second situation, with an unaccompanied minor under the age of 18, it's not going to be as obvious again. You're going to have to determine that yourself. And I know sometimes drivers may give a 16, 17, 15-year-old even a ride without even knowing it. I don't think that's a huge deal because we're not actively trying to to go against the terms of service. But there may be times, I remember early on when I started driving for Uber, I had a parent that requested a ride for their elementary child. I denied them the ride. I said, this is unfortunately against the terms of service. Again, you want to try and empathize with whoever requested the ride, with that parent. But in your head, you may be thinking full well, this is not only is this against the terms of service, but you shouldn't be asking me to give a ride, an unaccompanied ride, to your child. Again, you'll use that same cancellation strategy. You'll ask the parent politely if they can cancel the ride and find another mode of transportation for their child. If they refuse, or say another driver would do it, just say, again, you're not comfortable doing it. Wait, ask them to cancel. If they cancel, great. Again, you might have to wait out the 5-minute wait time in order to, and with Uber, they do have another option where you can say unaccompanied minor as the reason for cancellation. With Lyft, again, they don't have that option. You'll just have to say passenger no-show. After that ride cancels out, you may want to log out of driver mode just for a few minutes in order to ensure that you won't get re-requested by that same passenger. And also, you're gonna want to, again, report those passengers to support. You want to flag them in the system saying, this is an unaccompanied minor, this is a parent that tried to request a ride for their child. These rides should be flagged. If we as drivers are proactive with it, even though we shouldn't have been put in this situation in the first place, the requester should know what the rules are. But if we as drivers are more proactive about it and deny these passengers rides and let Lyft and Uber know about them, they probably won't occur as frequently. So let us know how often this happens to you, if it has happened to you, how you've handled the situation. If you haven't subscribed to the Rideshare Guy channel, please subscribe. Thanks again for watching, and drive safe. Thanks.